Today we're going to talk about averages. The three types of averages we're going to talk about are the mean, the median, and the mode. Mean, median, and mode. The mean, the median, and the mode. In order to determine an average, we have to know what are we looking for the average of. We're looking for the averages of a particular set or a particular number in a data set. The data set is just a group of numbers in the data set. So let's just say we're talking about test scores. And in the test scores, we took 5 tests. And let's say on that test, you scored a 100, a 90, an 80, another 80, and a 65. You scored 100, 90, 80, 80, and a 65. We want to find the mean, the median, and the mode for this test. And typically when we ask, what's my average? What's my average score? If you made 190, 80, 80, and 65 on test for the term, you would take all of these numbers, you would add them together, and you would divide by the total number of tests you take. So you took 100, 90, 80, 80, and 65. That means you took 5 tests, and you add all the tests together, and the total comes out to be 415. You took 5 tests. In order to find the mean average, which is the average that we typically say when we're looking for the average, in order to find the mean average, you've taken all of these numbers, you've added them together, you have 415, you divide by 5. So your total was 415. Divide that total by 5. 5 will go into 41 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. 1, I bring down my 5. 5 will go into 15 3 times. My answer is 83. This gives me my mean average. That's my mean. Add total of data set divide by total pieces of data in data set to get the mean. So we took 5 tests. We scored 100, 90, 80, 80, and 65. Those 5 tests are the pieces of data in the data set. We want to know the total score of all the pieces in the data set. We added those together, we received 415. We take the number of pieces of data in the data set, which was the 5 tests, and we divide that 5 into the total score. We take that total score, we divide by 5, we come up with 83, and that's our average. That particular average we call the mean average. If we're looking for the median average, we're looking for the median average. We arrange the numbers or the scores from least to greatest. In this case, we had 65, 80, 80, 90, and 100. Then we locate the number exactly in the middle. In our case, the number exactly in the middle is the number 80. We have a 65 and 80 on one side. We have a 90 and 100 on the other side. So the number exactly in the middle is 80. Therefore, 80 is the median. We can think of median as middle. 80 would be the median. So our first average we found was the mean average. The second average we found was the median average. Now your question may be, what if I have an even number of pieces of data instead of an odd number? It's easy to find an odd number of pieces because you just take the number exactly in the middle. If you have an even number, let's say we have 65. Our next number was 80. 80, 90, and 100. I'm going to replace one of the 80s with the 63. No, let's do a cleaner number so that it doesn't throw you off too much. I'm going to replace one of the 80s with an 87. So this number originally was an 80. I replaced it with 87. And I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to keep the 65. I'm also going to add a 72 to give us an even number of pieces. So we have a 65, a 72, 80, 87, 90, and 100. What I do in this case is take the two numbers exactly in the middle. We're going to add them. We're going to divide by 2. So the two numbers we have exactly in the middle would be 80 and 87. Remember, we replaced the 80, the original 80, with 87. So we take those two numbers, we add them, 80 plus 80, 80 plus 87, I'm sorry, equals 167. We take 167, we divide it by 2. come up with an 83.5, or we'll just leave it at 83. So that means our median is 83. So we found our mean average. We added all the scores together. We divided by 5. 40 and 15 divided by 5, our average was 83. When we had an odd number of pieces in the data set, we just arranged the numbers from least to greatest, and we found the number exactly in the middle, and we found that our median number at that point was 80. But if there's an even number of pieces of data in the data set, here we added the score 72, and we also replaced our first 80, or one of our 80s, with 87. When we have an even number of pieces of data in a data set, we add the two numbers exactly in the middle. We divide by 2. In this case, the total came out to be 167. We divided by 2, and our median average also was an 83. The last average that we're going to learn about is the mode. The mode is the last average we're going to learn about. And with the mode, we're going to use our original set of data. And that was our test scores of 65, 80, 90, and 100. With the mode, it's the number that occurs the most. It's the number that occurs the most. So here we have 65, 80, 80, 90, and 100. Real simple. The number that occurs the most, or that repeats, is 80. So here, our mode equals 80. That's the mode average. The mode equals 80 because it occurs the most. Now you ask, what if I have a number that repeats, two numbers that repeat the same amount of times? So say we have a 65, 80, 90, and 100. The 65 occurs twice. The 80 occurs twice. So we can have two modes. The mode equals 65 and 80. Your next question is, what if we have a number that we have a set of data